I've got about 4 cups of leftover brown rice from my dinner last night, and instead of using it as a side for something, I'm going to make this the hero of this next dish. This is called Kedgeree. Kedgeree is sort of an Anglo-Indian style dish that uses curry powder. I'm using chicken, but classically it would be done with smoked haddock and some eggs. So it's a real mixed bag, a rice surprise if you like, but it tastes so good, and it's a really inexpensive dish to do, especially for midweek dinners. Now let's get started. I've got a hot pan ready to go for my onions, but before I get that on, I'm going to get my eggs in. So some boiling water, and I need 3 eggs, which is plenty for this. And in my boiling water, I'm going to add some salt. This just assures that the eggs don't crack when they hit the heat. To also ensure that these eggs don't break when they're put directly into boiling water is to just bring them to room temperature so they're not completely cold. So if they come straight from the fridge and straight into this water, it shocks the eggs, which means they break. So also use a spoon, don't just throw them in, and just gently lower them in, and then you won't have any broken eggs. Now I'm going to cook this for exactly 6 minutes, and by cooking it for 6 minutes, it means the white's going to be perfectly set and the egg yolk's just going to be slightly gooey. Now onto the main event. Let's get some oil into this pan. I've got a big pan here with high sides, and I'm adding a little bit of vegetable oil. We'll add in some onions, so just 1 onion that's been diced, along with 1 green capsicum. And now I'm using this combination because this is what I had in my fridge today. You could use any type of capsicum if you like. You could use a little bit of carrot in here or celery. Just use a nice aromatic base here included in that, and I will just give that a very quick stir so everything's coated in the oil. The other flavours that I'm using in here, and this is the Indian influence, we've got some ginger and some chilli here, and I'm just going to finely slice this chilli, and I'm only going to use half of it now, and the remainder I'm going to add to the top as a garnish. So let's just chop half for now. That can go into the pan and start to sweat off with those onions and the capsicum there. We'll also add some ginger, and I like a good hit of ginger for this. So about a 2-centimetre piece of ginger that I'm just going to mince in here, or you can just chop straight in. All right, that's looking good. Just scrape off any excess there. Another stir. And now for some coriander. Now I'm not going to use all these beautiful delicate leaves at this stage. What I'm going to be using is the stalk and some of these roots. So I'll take off the little hairy bits there, if you like, and really finely dice this. There's so much flavour in the root and the stems, and I really hate throwing it away. Shred it up just like this, and I'll take it all the way up to the leaves. Keep that for later, nothing's wasted, and then it goes in also. Let's give that a stir. All these great flavours in here are going to flavour this rice, so I'm going to add some cumin powder, and that can go in now. And now for some curry powder. Now this is a must in Kedgeree, and I'm going to add 1.5 dessert spoons in here. This curry powder is actually quite mild, so it's not overpowering in any way, and you do have a lot of rice there once again. So another stir. You want to cook this until it's just fragrant, and that takes literally 3 to 4 seconds. I can start to smell it now. You don't want to burn it, so as soon as it starts to smell beautiful, it's time to add a little bit of stock. Now I'm using some chicken stock here. And there's 2 ways of doing this Kedgeree. You can actually cook the rice in this, just like a pilaf, or you can do it this way, which is the leftover way, by having the rice and just adding some flavourings to it. So once that comes to the boil, which it is now, I'm going to add my chicken. Now, again, you could change this and make it vegetarian by adding a lot more vegetables, or add this chicken, or leftover barbecue chicken, or duck. And I'm just going to slice this chicken. I might cut it in half first, and then some small pieces. And this chicken is going to steam in this aromatic curry broth there. Now, it's only a small amount of chicken broth there, but that's completely fine. We don't want too much moisture in there. Right, so in it goes. Separate each piece of chicken there so it cooks nice and evenly. So spread that out, even mix it into that sauce. And then what I'm gonna do is put a lid on it now and cook that for about 2 to 3 minutes maximum. Now let's have a look at this. Yes, chicken is cooked. So now we can add some kale, good old kale. It's great for you. You could add some spinach to this. You could add some peas at this stage. Anything green. And take that off. I'm just going to use 2. Perfect. And this again is going to wilt away in that sauce. A little bit of salt in there. And just give that a really quick stir just so it heats up even faster. You can see that's already starting to cook there. You just don't want that kale to be crunchy. Look, that looks so good already. Okay, let's put that lid on just for 30 seconds just to get it started. And in the meantime, what I can do is chop all my garnishes ready to go. So this coriander leaves on top. So run your knife through that. And I've got tomatoes and I'm going to slice these just in half because I want to garnish the top. And again, that chilli, I've still got the chilli right here. I'm just going to slice it into rounds, not too much. And now let's have a look at this kale. Yep, that's absolutely the way that I want that. And you can see there's not too much moisture there. That liquid that we added at the beginning there, that chicken stock, has just really reduced and now it's become really saucy. So let's add our rice. I'm using this brown rice. I'm really loving brown rice at the moment. It's really nutty. So again, another flavour composition here. And then the fun thing about Kedgeree is mixing it all up. We are essentially just warming this through now. Beautiful. We're just going to do some final touches. I like a little bit of butter in this. So, well, that's quite a large knob of butter, but it really goes nicely with that curry. It just mellows everything down. So let that melt through and it gives the rice a really beautiful gloss there. Before that, let's add a little bit of lemon juice, just a little squeeze on the top there. That'll freshen everything up there. And our coriander, we'll just sprinkle that over the top. That's plenty. Don't forget that chilli, so the chilli goes around. And those beautiful plump tomatoes. And those eggs that we cooked before, I've peeled them, and they should be a little bit gooey in the centre. Oh, look at that. That's a good egg. 6-minute egg, can't go wrong. And what I do is just put a few around. Look at those colours. And then we'll season it with a little bit of salt, just on that yolk there, because it just tastes so much better. And just to finish it off, a small amount of yogurt, and I just like to dollop it just between the eggs there, and that'll just start to warm up, sort of mix with that curry and the cumin there. It's so yummy. There you have it. That is a wonderful dish. If you want to plate up 1 serving, can't go wrong. You have to make sure the eggs, the hero on the top, just a small amount of rice there. That is such a vibrant rice dish. You know, around the world there are so many different rice dishes, but this is a really cool one. If you haven't tried it, you should try it. And it's really inexpensive. 1 chicken breast to feed 4 to 6 people. There's a few eggs there and leftover rice. It's a win-win.